Hey guys, Claire here, and in today's video we're going to talk about all things Harry and Meghan. The Clinton Foundation has named Prince Harry's speech at this year's Clinton Global Initiative as one of its top moments of 2024.
The Duke and Duchess also launched the Parents Network, supporting parents whose children have been affected by online harms. 14-year-old Breck Bednar was online before being in 2014. His mum, Lauren Lefebvre, says Harry and Meghan's profile helps raise awareness.
When people like to listen to a celebrity or a royal or, some people that have, some sort of famous element, it just brings more attention to it and helps with the cause. And I think that's really important because sometimes we just feel like a bunch of parents with no faces. We're just any old parent. And yet this can happen to any child.
Also, the Sunday Times in the UK had a royal year in photos, which is essentially the top photos for the British royal family of this year. And oddly enough, 3 photos of Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan's trips overseas have been included on this list. The first is them in Canada, the second in Nigeria, and, of course, in Colombia. And for all the hubbub that's been made from the British press about Harry and Meghan's international tours and them needing the British royal family to stay relevant, the fact that they felt the need to include them in this list for the best of 2024 is interesting. And as we say goodbye to 2024, I wanted to talk about some of my favorite looks of Meghan's for 2024. Starting off in January with this beautiful Carolina Herrera look that Meghan wore during the Bob Marley One Love movie premiere in Jamaica. The way it glides, the way it moves, the lack of jewelry, with the exception of that one little earring. Meghan's greatest accessory here was her glowy skin and that wonderful smile. One of my all-time favorite looks. In February, we got to see Harry and Meghan in Canada. And this look, though simple, is adorable for me. And I will give a special shout out to Prince Harry. I feel like he looked really good with that nice beanie. The winter wear is working for him. Meghan rocked a few looks, and here are my faves. Of course, this fantastic and cozy Calvin Klein jacket with the sorrel boots. Love the color combination. I can't rock it, but I loved it. This look right here was one of my favorites for 2024. The jacket, the boots, and I just feel like the gloves added a little bit of something extra that just elevated the look. This dress in particular was one of my favorites. It's a shame that we didn't get to see it from many different angles. She was mostly sitting. We saw it sort of from the side when she was on stage, but I really love this dress. One of the things I've noticed with Meghan's style is it's very simple cuts, not a lot of patterns or prints, dainty jewelry, glowing skin with minimal makeup. I love it. All in all, the trip to Canada was chocked full of beautiful pieces, but those were some of my faves. Which one was yours? March, we got to see Harry and Meghan at this gallery event, and this jacket right here, I fell in love with it. I am a sucker for cape jacket coats, and this one was it for me. The intricate detailing with the florals, the color combination, the cut, mwah, chef's kiss. In April, we saw Duchess Meghan reading to children at the Children's Hospital in Los Angeles, and she wore this repeat dress. I believe it was an Oscar de la Renta dress. I absolutely love it. We saw her wearing it before with Harry and the children. It's just a simple but colorful dress, definitely appropriate for sitting and reading stories to children. Beautiful. Another one of my favorite looks for the month of April was this gorgeous Heidi Merrick dress that Meghan wore to the polo event. I mean, the cute little peekaboo cutout, the silhouette. It's very Meghan-like, but with a bit of an edge. And I really, really loved everything about that look. The hair slicked back, the oversized sunnies, the silhouette of the dress, the Aquazzura heels. Gorgeous. In May, Harry and Meghan visited Nigeria, and of course there were so many fabulous fashion moments. One of my favorites, oddly enough, is this very basic Heidi Merrick dress. I'm surprised myself looking at it on its own. It really doesn't look like much, but for some reason it works for me with Meghan. I love this Carolina Herrera basic white button shirt and that wrap. That wrap had the girls in a chokehold, and I absolutely love it. This red dress, Meghan looks fabulous in color. I love when she wears color, and that red dress is one of my favorite red dresses that she's worn this year. She also wore this beautiful, or re-wore this beautiful yellow Carolina Herrera dress, and I feel like that piece of cloth or sort of wrap definitely added to the look. So those are some of my favorite looks. Of course, she wore so many other looks. Tell me which one was your favorite. In July, we saw Meghan at the ESPY Awards, there to support Prince Harry on his epic Pat Tillman Award win. She wore this beautiful white gown that's very reminiscent of her wedding dress, or particularly her reception wedding dress. Beautiful. In August, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex visited Colombia, and let me just say, I loved just about every single outfit, starting off with this Veronica Beard two-piece set, this pink Joanna Ortiz look. We know that she loves Joanna Ortiz. The little peekaboo bit from that pink dress, loved it so much. I don't know if I can pick a particular favorite because there's so many of them that I really adored. This two-piece Joanna Ortiz set again, and we saw that as a reoccurring theme throughout the Colombian trip. Not just the dresses, there are so many different accessories that Meghan wore, and they were all from Colombian designers. The rewear of the blue Carolina Herrera dress, of course we saw she wore the yellow one to Nigeria. This all white two-piece with the hat, the sunglasses, this will forever be one of the most iconic looks. So simple, so Meghan-like, so easy to recreate, just absolutely stunning. Which of these looks from Colombia was your favorite? Honestly, I can't pick. I love the green and white dress as well. The black two-piece, the pink Joanna Ortiz. Honestly, I can't pick. Also, I can't pick my favorite moments from the trip to Colombia. Just seeing them doing the salsa, seeing them just being so happy and embraced by the Colombian people. All around the trip, the fashion, the people, the scenery, the work, 10s across the board. We didn't get to see much of the Duchess of Sussex in September, but what we did see, quite enjoyed. But two of the outfits that I really did enjoy from the month of September was this beautiful textured dress during that charity tennis match that Meghan attended with Harry on his birthday, and also this very simple Ralph Lauren top and trouser that Meghan wore to the opening of the bookstore in Montecito. In October, we saw Meghan re-wearing her gorgeous Carolina Herrera dress without the train in the back. Personally, I love the more simplified look without the train. I know there's many of you who loved it, but I like the simple silhouette a little bit better. Also, we saw Meghan spending time with the girls of Girls Inc. This outfit is very reminiscent of something that I will typically wear: button-downs, trousers, a little belt, a heel. Very simple, very demure, very Meghan. In November, we saw Meghan attending this event with the Afghan Women of the Welcome Project, or Archewells. The color scheme of the outfit is very Meghan-esque. The sleeveless turtleneck with the trousers was a very simple look. Again, something that is very similar to my personal type of style. So, no wonder I enjoyed it as much as I did. We also saw Meghan at the Highbrow Hippie event for the launch of her new product, wearing that fantastic two-piece set, looking so happy, glowing, fabulous. We love it. So far for the month of December, we haven't seen too much of the Duchess, but what we have seen, I have been loving thus far. Starting off with this beautiful pink blush sort of linen dress at that baby shower. And although we only got that one photo that doesn't even show the dress in its entirety. I am not the only one who fell in love with the dress. Before I even figured out what it was, the dress had already sold out. So yeah, the Meghan effect. Look how beautiful it is. The color just works. Next, we saw Meghan at the Paley Awards, honoring Tyler Perry, of course, Princess Elizabeth's godfather, looking stunning with a very simple yet elegant gown. It's black, it's strapless, beautiful Stuart Weitzman heels, simple demure jewelry, hair that's swept up with a little tendril to the side, very simple makeup, very Meghan-esque. And I'm not sure if you guys have noticed throughout the entirety of this video, I have shared like some screenshots from one of my favorite go-to sources when it comes to looking for information on Meghan's style. It's called What Meghan Wore. I follow that account on X and on Instagram. There's also a website, which is whatmeghanwore.net. So if you're ever interested in her fashion, there are so many like archived posts about it. It gives you information on the clothes, the jewelry, the shoes. So if you're interested in the fashion like I am, feel free to check it out. Now, it wouldn't be a video about Harry and Meghan if we don't poke a little bit of fun or have a little fun at the expense of the Daily Mail or the Daily Feel. I couldn't help but chuckle at this most recent article totaling up the clothing and jewels for this year from the Duchess of Sussex. Why are they doing this? Well, you know, clickbait. Having an article about Harry and Meghan will give them some clicks, some engagements. But it's funny because sometimes when you read it, you can just almost taste the bitterness from the author of those articles that seem to be just so perplexed and angry at the dollar amount of the clothing and jewelry that Duchess Meghan wears. And there's that hint of bitterness and annoyance that's oddly enough missing whenever they're calculating the amount of money spent on the wardrobe of Kate Middleton. And I don't know why. You'd think they'd be more upset about Kate because she is funded by the taxpayers' money, but of course not. But we know how that goes. And with that being said, you guys let me know, what are your favorite looks from the Duchess of Sussex for 2024?
5 things Meghan Markle must do in 2025 to save her reputation, according to a PR expert.
Nothing. There's nothing that she needs to do. And this is another thing we need to leave in 2024. The British media. They have proven to be god-awful. There are so many social media accounts catered to people who just dislike this woman for whatever reason. Honestly, no reason. And if we're going to keep it real, the hate that they spew for this woman has gotten them nowhere. Numbers, stagnant. Follower count, homeless. You never see them featured on anything. Whereas I myself, bloop, and this is just one of many. If y'all don't leave this woman alone, she is living her life with her husband and their 2 children. They have proven they don't need the British monarchy to survive. If anything, the British monarchy needed them to survive. The British media needed them to survive. They are doing just fine. People cannot be that insufferable. I mean, do people truly wake up and say, I'm going to start some shit today with somebody I don't even know? Anybody who follows those particular creators or listens to and actually believes what comes out of the British media and some US publications here too, which I feel like they only do it for a cash grab, professional help should be sought. Now, there is one reason I can understand why people in the United Kingdom dislike this woman. And let's just be honest, it's the end of 2024. And that reason is when she came on the scene and they saw her resume, all of her shortcomings were revealed. And because of that, they made it into a race thing. That's the gospel truth. And then when you look at them side by side, I mean, I'm not going to say the obvious out loud. Not to say that Kate ain't pretty. When you are so T, the British are coming. Mwah.
Does anyone else think it's mental that old people, disabled people, kids, poor people queue up for hours in the cold with the hope of a chance of giving gifts to people who already have everything that they'll ever want? Old Prince William thought it was jolly funny to point out to a peasant offering flowers that it's easy to get Charlotte's attention with flowers, and how it's easy to get Louis's attention with chocolates. Oh, how charitable, and not at all patronising. And what's this? Kate Middleton joins the royal family. I thought she was the royal family. I thought she was destined to be the next queen. Thinking of that, yeah, when King Charles dies, Camilla's going to be dethroned and replaced with a commoner. But I digress. She did look bloody tired, didn't she? Mind you, it must be knackering keeping up the charade of having cancer for a year. Even her £6,000 earrings couldn't deflect from her tired eyes. But we were spared from having to see that pedo prince. Yes, he was kept out of sight. I wonder what he was up to that day. Probably ordering his maid around, telling her to rearrange the teddies. Well, at least we don't have to put up with that spectacle on Boxing Day. Well, they're all off having fun hunting, aren't they? Killing defenceless animals, like normal people.
Don't you absolutely love a Daily Mail headline that has to be edited later, plus another fake story, which will be covered in my next video, stay tuned, has to be created to cover up the damage from this one. This was before it was edited, because you know me, guys, I'm pretty hot off the mark when it comes to stuff like this, and there's a couple of things in this headline which really need to make us think. The biggest being, of course, that Catherine, Princess of Wales, is yet again back to being plain old, demure, boring Kate Middleton. What's going on there? Second thing is, lazy royals. We talk about that a lot on the channel. But this journalist is making out that William's actually been working hard. It's just Charles and Kate that have been sat on their gilded, entitled backsides. Kate's demoted, most of them are lazy, William's been working hard. What an end to 2024, you couldn't make it up.
Okay, let me tell you what's happening here. There are three reasons you're seeing this from the Daily Mail. Of course, the first reason is financial gain. This is total clickbait. Okay, we kind of know the game by now. The second reason is when you don't have access to the people who make you the most money, because they're not talking about you, they're not doing anything that you can report on, and you have to have clickbait, you're going to make up any reason, you're going to write anything just to put their names in the headline, because again, clickbait makes them money. The third and final reason, there is something major going on behind the scenes with the royal family that we don't know about yet, but the Daily Fail does. Let's see what happens next week.
If you do not let go of what no longer serves you, what you want will continue to elude you. In every house that we've lived in since I was a child, my mother has created the most beautiful gardens. She is so gifted at growing and nurturing things, and there's nothing that I love more than watching her prune and shape the plants into their best and most glorious versions. Now, to the physical eye, or to the eye that has no idea what's happening, no context on what's going on, it looks and feels so harsh. The snipping, the trimming, the cutting. But here's the thing. If she doesn't do that, her garden cannot flourish to its fullest potential. You prune to remove the damaged, the dead, the diseased parts. In order to stimulate growth, we need to remove as many obstacles to growth as possible. But pruning scares most of us in this journey. We carry around so much dead weight, jobs, friendships, situationships, things that no longer add value, some things that never added value to begin with. They're dreams that we have that we're afraid to prune as well. We forget that if we actually allow the process of pruning to happen, the dream might take on a different shape. It might even take us down a different path, a different adventure in this journey. As another year comes to an end, if you are feeling stagnant, take a beat, look around you. You may have some pruning to do.
And with that, I think we'll conclude today's video. This is officially my last video for 2024, and I just wanted to take this moment to wish you all a very happy new year. Thank you guys for watching every video, for liking, for commenting, for engaging. Thank you for your super thanks. Thank you for your well wishes, your prayers. And for those of you who just watch and don't comment or engage in any way, thank you as well. I've had a blast creating these videos for the past few years. Oh my god, what is this, like my second year, I think? I don't know, it still feels very new to me, but I've had a blast making these videos and having these conversations with you guys in the comment sections. Most of you, I feel like I recognize your names and your usernames. So it's always nice to leave a heart or to leave a comment. So like I said before, thank you guys so much for just being here for 2024. Looking forward to talking to you guys even more in 2025. I hope you have a productive, peaceful, and just happy new year. Bye guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, hit that notification bell.